Hi students, welcome back to the session of model paper discussion where this is our botany class where we are going to discuss about the model paper 1 of our senior inter. Code of Intermediate Education Senior Inter Botany model paper 1. Yes, so the whole examination is for 3 hours whereas the maximum marks are 60 and hence we have 3 sections as we know, section A, B and C, and choice starts from section B and also in section C, where section A is the one have a note like answer all questions, each answer shall be of 5 lines, whereas this session consists of 10 questions and 2 marks each, where 10 to 20 marks are the total scoring of this section. Question number 9 is write 2 characteristic features of monocotyledonous root. Now what are the 2 features? The first feature is they are fibrous in nature, isn't it students? And secondly we say they form some thin structures, okay, thin roots that are originated from the stem and they stay very close to the soil, right? This is the second characteristic feature. So first one we mentioned that the roots are fibrous in nature. So we say fibrous roots are present, that is the monocotyledonous roots, they are fibrous in nature. They form a network of thin roots which are actually originating from the stem, right? And they always reside, they always locate very close to the soil. So they form a network of thin roots originated from the stem and they stay close to the soil. So these are said to be the most important characteristic features of the monocotyledonous roots, or we say the basic characteristic features of this monocotyledonous type of roots. They are fibrous in nature and they form a network of thin roots moreover, right, from the stem, and they always locate close to the soil. The most importantly, we also say that this monocotyledonous root, they contain the 3 major parts. So firstly we say it as epidermis, cortex, stele, where stele itself consists of pericycle, pith and vascular bundles, where we say here there is a presence of 6 xylem bundles which are present alternatively, and we say this as a polyarch condition. Okay, so when you talk about vascular bundles we immediately recall the xylem and phloem. So here xylem are totally 6 in number which are present alternatively, and hence we say that this condition to be as polyarch condition. So this is one of the very important part, where epidermis is the one which we say the outermost layer containing a thin walled cells, right? So this is the outermost layer contain thin walled cells, right? Now coming to the cortex, yes, this is said to be the second layer, right, which is containing further structures. Now what are they? Yes, nothing but contain endodermis, which is the innermost layer. Now coming to stele, as said, pericycle, pith, vascular bundles, there is something special here about the pith because they are, said to be largely developed under the monocotyledonous roots. So pith are largely developed, or we can also say they are highly developed, right? So this is the main characteristic feature of the monocotyledonous root, where very importantly we should talk about the polyarch condition, that is alternate arrangement of 6 xylem, right? So these 6 xylem vessels are arranged alternatively and such condition is called as polyarch condition. So these are some of the characteristic features of the monocotyledonous roots. Question number 10, that is the last question under section A students, that is name the different kinds of pollination. So what is actually the pollination? We need to write the definition. Even though it's a 2 marks question, first of all, we need to write the definition in a shorter manner. Then we need to mention the different kinds. We don't have to go for further explanation of them, but yes, now we will have a little bit discussion over what is the difference between the different kinds of pollination. So what is pollination? Yes, this is a mechanism to achieve, where the pollen grains are getting transferred over the stigma of a pistil, right? So pollination is such a mechanism which is achieved by transfer of pollen grains to the stigma of a pistil, right? Now this is what we say the pollination is. Now this is divided basing upon how the pollination occurs. Now how in the sense? Yes, pollination may occur within the same plant, between the 2 plants, or within the same flower. Exactly. So basing upon the type of pollination or within which the pollination is occurring, occurring or is achieving, now this pollination is divided into 3 types. First one we say it as autogamy, second one geitonogamy, and third is xenogamy. So first one autogamy, geitonogamy, the third we say it as xenogamy. Right. Now, what is the basic difference? We said the classification is based on by which the pollination is occurring or from where to where the pollination is occurring. So, autogamy is such a kind where we say the pollination is taking within the same flower, right? So, nothing but the anthers containing the pollen grains are transferred to the stigma of the same flower. Hence, it is called autogamy. So, we say that is a kind of a self-pollination. So, transfer of what? Pollen grains, right? So, transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma, right? Of what? Of same flower, right? This is called as autogamy. Now, what is geitonogamy? Yes, nothing but the same transfer of pollen grain, but here a slight difference that the anthers of one flower containing the pollen grains are transferring to the stigma of another flower but of the same plant, right? So, anthers of one flower transferred to the stigma of, we say anthers, nothing but here the pollen grains of one flower, right? So, pollen grains that are present in the anther of one flower to the stigma of another flower but of same plant, right? So, this is called geitonogamy. Now, what is xenogamy? Quite opposite. See, but before we go to talk about the xenogamy, we know that geitonogamy is somewhat equal to the autogamy because the transfer is taking place within the same flower. Even though we say this is a kind of cross pollination, but still the mechanism is matching to autogamy because the transfer, whether it is taking to a different flower, that's why we say it as cross pollination. But what is happening? It is happening in the same plant which also took place in autogamy. So, we say it is a type of a partially an autogamy type of pollination. Now, xenogamy, nothing but anthers of one flower are that is pollen grains present to the anthers of one flower are transferred to the stigma of another flower of different plant, right? So, it is completely the plant is different now. So, pollen grains transfer anther to stigma of different plant. This is called xenogamy. So, pollination is a mechanism to achieve the transfer of pollen grains from the stigma, that is from the anthers that is containing pollen grains to the stigma of the pistil. Now, basing upon from where to which the transfer is taking place, within which, then it is divided into autogamy, geitonogamy and xenogamy.